There we go. All right. Chickadee check. Turn these headphones up a little bit too.
Perfect.
Got to be able to hear myself. Shit.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, everybody? You know who this is, man. It's your boy, Big Drewski. And this is another edition of Growing With Drewski Season 4, brought to you by our XS Sparkling Energy Drink, sponsored by my man, Darius Clayton. Episode's going live. You know, we about to make some things happen. We got some business moves we got to talk about. But today in the building, I have a homie of mine that was introduced to myself from Darius, and then over the phone just last night, we became the quickest of acquaintances. And so I want this man to introduce himself so we can continue ragging on Darius here a little bit more. Now I want to introduce this man, his business, what he does. As from what I understand, this man creates websites, and is highly favored in the tech industry here.
Yes, sir.
So, sir, I want you to introduce yourself to the people, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Michael Pope. I've been working in the software industry for about going on 10 to 11 years now. And I actually just started over the last year a technology company. So that's where I do the websites for people. Also do applications. Yeah, and I also work on SaaS applications on the side. So right now, like I have this main project that I've been working on. It's called Kalesis.
Okay.
And so with that, what it is I'm sure you've seen like ChatGPT, OpenAI, all of the different
I
stuff.
use all of them.
Nice.
I'm using AI I'm talking about this streamlines my whole podcast situation.
Yes, sir. So it boosts people's productivity in a way that's just unreal. And so what I'm using it for is because I know how to do like a lot of the other development things that like a lot of people don't know how to do without ChatGPT, is I'm combining AI with software development to make tools to make it easier for people to be able to get jobs. So like with the main project I'm working on right now, Kalesis, what it does is I work for a law firm, and I've helped them because a lot of the lawyers, what they'll do is when they want to find new clients, they'll go on Indeed. And so I built this, it's called a web scraper. And so what you'll do is the program goes on Indeed, finds all the people who need attorneys, and then it'll create like this nice format for them. They can take a look at it and they'll be like, oh, we can reach out to this person, kind of automates the process to get clients. So I'm using a spin on that because I already built one that does that for them. And I'm going to create my own company to where if somebody, let's say that you come to me and you want to be able to apply for a job, right? Let's say, regardless of the industry that you worked in, whether you work in hospitality, technology, or whatever it is, you'd give me your resume, and but what your resume would include is all of the work experience that you've ever worked over the course of your entire life.
Okay.
Kalesis, the software system, what it would do is it would then take your resume, it would go on LinkedIn, Indeed, all these different places that actually have the job postings, and then it would custom tailor your resume to each individual job posting, and then automatically reach out to the HR departments, send out emails for you and things like that to just totally automate your job application process for you.
Holy. What? Okay. So we've got the Black Tony Stark in the building. I'm just going to label him that right now. So he created a system. So you put Indeed on steroids.
Exactly. Yes, absolutely.
Like dead ass. Mm-hmm. You put AI to work with, improving your resume and customizing and tailoring it for anybody else. But then the other automated prompts to get it to the HR department, get it to the hiring manager, and it automatically does these things.
Yep. That's it.
Now, we all know in searching for a job, that's actually the hardest part of getting your resume through to the eyes that need to see it.
Right.
Like,
that was what gave me the idea for it. Exactly.
I need a job like yesterday and a half ago, and I done put in 109 resumes, and it seems like nobody's looking for my job.
Exactly.
So it's like, what am I doing wrong? Because I know my resume look clean, and with today's tools nowadays, like I've customized my resume so much, like this thing should be picture perfect.
Right.
And I'm still not getting phone calls.
Exactly.
So having that resource that helps you push your resume out to the right people.
Exactly.
That's great. Like, I know there was there's obviously an inspiration for it, but what inspired you to write the code and create the prompts and do all that and to find out how to get it past the middleman to the right people.
For sure. So I think a lot of it was honestly just birthed out of my own issues and pain points that I ran into when I was in my job application process. Because over the last 10 years, what I've realized is like when I got my very first role as a software engineer, it was a process of literally applying to hundreds of different jobs, making a bunch of different phone calls to people, right? No, can't pick up, no, can't pick up, right? A bunch of emails that never get responded to.
That part.
And whenever I've talked to any of my other colleagues when they're on their job searches, they encounter really the same thing. And so I was like, what would it look like if you had a system that could make the hardest part about actually trying to get another job like simplified, and not only just simplified, but automated? Because I've worked with even a lot of people who don't even necessarily work on the tech side of things, but who work on the recruitment side.
Right.
And so there's one guy that I know, really, really awesome guy who has his own resume tailoring company. His name is David. Really cool guy. You'd actually probably really enjoy talking to him. And so what he does is he showed me a lot of the behind the scenes technology that goes into like, what is it when a resume comes across a recruiter's desk is going to have you either pass through to the next selection, or they're just like, nah, I'm not even gonna look at this. And so a lot of these companies, they've developed like ATS systems, for instance, which is like the technological things that'll go like scan through your resume, is gonna look for specific keywords, look for specific experience, and it'll even check like the verbiage and the way that you actually write your resume. Because even just things as simple as like spelling mistakes, using the wrong phrases, like you'll just automatically get rejected from a job. And you don't even realize
and you don't even know that. That's the crazy part. Like I used an AI tool to customize a resume of mine.
Yeah.
And it was like, you might want to consider adding in your educational experience. Like, and it gave me what it was called. It was called like an SA score or something like that. And I was like,
That's it.
I have never even seen that, because, you know, I've got everything customized to where, you know, the digital media side is right up front and pop in and everything's lined out grammatically. It's very correct. But then it was like, not adding just, I went to school here and I went to school here. Be like, okay, get this guy out of here. Huh?
Well, right. That's the crazy part, is like you can be really qualified for a job and still get rejected because there's an automated system that's pulling you out. So that's when I realized, and that's why part of what Khalesis would do is it would actually like reach out to these HR departments, because minus that one job that I got, which I got through applying to hundreds of different jobs, I think every other role that I've ever worked, and I've worked a bunch of them because I do a lot of software contracting, hasn't actually been through applying to a job. Like I haven't applied to an actual job in years. Normally what I'll do is I'll either reach out to a recruiter, or I'll have a recruiter reach out to me on LinkedIn, get connected with them. And so there's two benefits, right? One, because if you use LinkedIn or any kind of social media site, you have this pool of people who are already connected. And so if they have the connection already to the company that you're trying to apply to, it's not like one random resume in a pool of 1,000 people. It's, hey, I already have a connection with the company. I'm recommending this person that you take a look at them. So it's almost like a recommendation from a friend, right? And so you have a much, much, much higher chance of getting the job if you go about it that way. And so that's what I want, that kind of thing that I experienced that was able to like help me land really like a lot of big contracts. Like I did a contract for Hulu Plus, working with them after they did the acquisition with Disney 2 years ago. Back in 2022, I did a software contract with Warner Brothers Discovery, helping them develop a software tool internally. I just finished up a contract with Republic Services, so the company that goes around and picks up the different trash cans and stuff.
Our trash and our recycling.
Exactly.
Local.
So I helped them build the technology for the drivers to help automate things like, where's the driver, when are they taking a break, when are they going on lunch, all those kinds of things. And right now, I literally.
Oh man, this guy the corporate feds, bro. Yo, he the corporate feds, bro. He over here snitching.
Hey, look, bro.
Nah, I'm playing.
Those corporate companies pay corporate bread, bro. That's how you do it.
Corporate bread. I'm sorry, it's better than local bread. I'm sorry,
man. Telling the truth, man.
Corporate bread. Look, for anybody who has anything they can expand their field on, photography, video production, tech. Go to corporate first.
Yes.
Search out those corporate contracts. because one of those could set you off for the year.
Absolutely, 100%. Don't
Like-
even get me started on government contract.
Woo, buddy.
That's a whole different beast right in there. But if you can get into it, it's crazy bread.
Now, you said something earlier that was a piece of game that people are going to gloss right over unless we run this thing back.
Yeah.
You mentioned getting hooked up on LinkedIn. Now, a lot of people have a LinkedIn, but they don't know the ins and outs and how to work it. Like,
For sure.
So when you say getting connected with somebody or getting connected with the company on LinkedIn, pardon me, as I'm visualizing this, my approach is like DMing your favorite brand on Instagram.
Right. So it can be that, but normally I wouldn't start out that way. So if this is me, right? Like my process, it's going to consist of two different things. You're going to have inbound traffic and then you're going to have outbound traffic.
Right.
So the inbound traffic is going to come from you making your profile as attractive as possible to anybody who would be recruiting for the company, right? So this is where I think a lot of people, like even if you do work a 9-to-5 job and you're just looking to climb up that corporate ladder, knowledge about things like sales, marketing, and all of those things is going to be super beneficial for you. Because like with my resume, what I do is there's a way that you could talk about all of the things that you do in a way that it doesn't really sound that good, it doesn't sound appealing, right? It's not really going to help them. I just kind of did this. Or you can write about it in such a way that if somebody was to come across it, they'd be like, wow, this guy has a lot of knowledge when it comes to this. He has a lot of knowledge when it comes to this other thing that we know that would be beneficial for our company. He really knows what he's talking about. He has expert knowledge in whatever it is that his particular domain is. I want to talk to this guy, right? So that could be as simple as like if you're the kind of person who, let's say you worked in the writing department for some kind of major book that was out there. Like I worked with a lot of different writers when I was at an SEO company. And what a lot of them would do on their resumes is they would be like, oh, I just made blog content. Like, don't just say you did blog content. Like if you worked at an SEO company and you guys were working with real estate agents, like go into specifics. What are the people that you were working with? How much money were those companies that you were working with doing, right? Like you can just a simple change like that and saying, I did the writing content for SEO and marketing for a company that does $1 million in revenue is much more appealing than I just wrote blogs all day, right?
Right.
And so if you do it that way, you're going to get, number one, a lot more inbound traffic on your LinkedIn page because recruiters are going to start reaching out to you. And then the outbound traffic, you can DM your favorite brands or any particular company that you want to work for, but I wouldn't do it through their corporate page. So normally on LinkedIn, if they're even small size companies will normally have this, they'll have a company page and it'll show you the people who work with them.
Right.
So I would go into there and then I would start messaging and developing relationships with whoever the key players are going to be. So that's going to be people who work in HR. A lot of times they'll have even recruiters that are listed on there. You could even, right, like especially if it's a smaller company, you have a much higher chance of actually having this happen where if you'll message like the CEO or even the president of the company, for instance, and a lot of times, right, like you'll be surprised, they'll actually respond back to you. And so if you can do that to get your foot in the door, even if they have job postings where like you apply, but you've already messaged all of these other people,
right,
when they're talking about it internally, I've had this happen right at companies that I'm working at. They're going to be like, hey, that's the guy who messaged me on LinkedIn. Now people are talking about you. You're already putting yourself ahead of the competition.
Y'all, I hope y'all did not skip past that piece of game right there. 'Cause that's game right there. Like that is something that not a lot of people know about that.
For sure.
Now, you having the wherewithal to make this an automated AI process is the genius within you here. Because first off, black people.
Yes, sir.
Fucking A.
Yes, sir. Black-owned tech company.
Black-owned tech company. That's the dopest thing about it is that I've got a young man sitting in front of me who doesn't look like he just graduated, his first year of college here.
I actually dropped out of college.
Get out.
Yeah, sophomore year. I never took a computer science class.
Yo.
Entirely self-taught. I dropped out of college, actually, so that I could work in software because I got a job offer.
Oh, yeah, you smart.
Nah, bro.
I'm dumb. That's a different level of smart, bro. That's a different level of smart, bro. But, I mean, you know what I have found, and this is why I love black people, because black people can learn some stuff really quickly.
Yes.
And we can outshine a lot of people really fast. Like besides taking the podcast class, Drewski Media is self-built. Like from the ground up, never took a photography class and never took a video production class.
And you do all your own videography, photography,
all
those things. See, that's amazing.
All mine.
That's awesome.
And like even when it comes to like bigger production sets, like I've got a duffel bag full of lights and C-stands and this and that, da 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 da. We've done tax conferences. So me and one other person. And like from the ground up, built the whole thing out, did the video, had microphones set up for them, connected to speakers so that the guests could hear it, and streaming into a computer so that way.
Man, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, and I was one of those kids like CD student in high school. Got to college, discovered weed, became an A student. And
sometimes drugs are the answer.
Man, and then just like you, I was like, and I'm bored. And I was like, I can do all of this by like, why do I need a broadcasting degree?
Exactly.
What?
Exactly.
Like once I figured out what the curriculum was, I was like, I'm doing 90% of this shit by myself anyways.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of the internet, right? Is it's kind of democratized education to where anything that you can get a degree for, with the exception of maybe something that's, in the medical field, right? Like you can't become a surgeon off of the internet.
Right.
You could try,
I'm not going to become a
recommend it.
dentist off the internet.
Exactly. But most other professions, marketing, all the STEM fields, right, with the exception of medicine, you can normally learn all of that information online. Somebody has a lecture on it on YouTube. The only thing that's stopping you is just an internet connection.
That part. And even then, 100% of everybody's phones right now has internet.
Yes, exactly.
100% of everybody's phones has internet. I got my marketing certificate from edx.org.
Nice. They're awesome.
Working in the service industry, taking the bus to work an hour a day. So I take that hour ride. I would pop up a lecture.
Wow. Look, bro, I can sympathize with that. So when I got my first real software job where I was like actually making money, I was 19 years old. Me and my family were actually homeless.
The boy looked 22.
He's like,
said I was 19 years old. Fuck.
In May, I'll be 26.
Hey,
Yes,
there
sir.
it is. Okay.
Halfway through the 20s. So
Hey, there you go.
We were literally living in, I think it was downtown on the Strip. Do you know Alexis Park?
Yes.
So we're living in Alexis Park. So this is how my day would go, because I worked for Dunkin' Donuts at the time. So I'd wake up because I had the morning shift, 4 o'clock in the morning, so that I could catch the bus.
Golly.
All the way down to Dunkin' Donuts, and then I'd start my shift at 6. I'd get off by 1. I'd go across the street to Starbucks because I didn't want to stand in the thing with all my coworkers and stuff. And I would just watch. There's a website if anybody's interested in learning technical skills or even design skills called Pluralsight. And I would just grind Pluralsight for hours, applying to jobs, Pluralsight, building projects, the whole day until 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, whenever it was that the Starbucks closed. Then I would go back to Alexis Park, and I continued that process until it was that I got my first job, all while I was going to college. And that was why I ended up dropping out. And so it was a tumultuous process for sure, because halfway through the process, my family ended up being homeless. We lived in a U-Haul van for a while.
Right.
And so it was getting that first tech job. I made just enough money doing that I was able to get us into an apartment. And then from there, it was just job switching to higher and higher paying contracts to where I was 21 making $250,000 a year. Yeah, but when I was 21, but it was insane
Just
stuff,
grinding
bro.
off of this website,
Just
learning
grinding.
everything that you needed to learn.
Black kid in Northtown, Las Vegas, bro, no college degree. Absolutely.
Shit. See, look, y'all. That tell you everybody can get it done if you want to. There is no excuse.
Absolutely.
There is no fucking excuse for you not to get up and grind every goddamn day.
Absolutely.
If I can get a young black man in here who dropped out from college, was homeless, found the internet connection, and still had the wherewithal to learn, I think is the most incredible thing in the world. And it's the most inspiring thing for people who are really fucking listening.
Absolutely.
Y'all, there's every reason in the world for you to succeed. You just have to, and it's in your hands. Literally. The government gives you a phone with data.
You telling the truth.
Learn something, motherfuckers. Like, oh my gosh. Like, this is the greatest triumph story I've heard on this podcast. And
I appreciate it, man.
no, like dead serious. And it embodies everything that I'm about. Everything that I'm about. I went on the internet. I was like, okay, I need to learn how to market. If I'm going to get into photography, I need to learn how to do this.
Right.
So I went and fucking found a site that'll give me a college level certificate.
That's it.
And ground it out for the 12 weeks that the class was.
Right.
I did it just like a college class. Okay, it says you can do it. Average was like an hour and a half a day. Cool, I'm gonna do 2.
Wow. Yeah, that's solid. Oh, so you knocked it out in like half the time.
Oh yeah, A student throughout the whole thing too.
Nice.
High off my brain. That hour, man, I'm telling you, people. I don't recommend this for anybody who's not graduated high school and is not old enough to legally consume cannabis in their state. But if you found yourself being a CD student, it's kind of hard for you to focus and get in on things, right? You might just need a buffer called cannabis. Smoke a J, take a college class, and watch how locked in you get.
Focused. All the way focused.
Bro, social anthropology was my favorite fucking class.
Really?
Learning how, as Pangea spread, and the human person learned how to farm and create agriculture.
Yeah.
But then learning how that one fuck up, and I call it a fuck up and we didn't even know it, but moving that one localized plant from one area to the next now created this cataclysm of Earth's destruction because of agriculture.
Yep.
And I was like, wait, what? Like, I already knew global warming was real.
Right.
But now knowing that moving corn from this area of the earth to that area of the earth changed everything. And we didn't even have the wherewithal to think about that.
Right.
It blows my mind.
No, for
and
sure.
now knowing that, like, the more we do this, the more we're fucking ourselves up. But then knowing, like, oh, like social anthropology also made me like want to go off grid, indoor garden, solar panels,
Going to rural Nevada with a commune kind of thing. Man.
Look, there's plots of land out there for like $3,000.
Oh wow!
You just gotta pay for your water tap and your electricity and all that good old stuff, but you will be rural than a motherfucker.
Are you talking good stuff right now, man?
But
3,000,
dog. Just these unknown plots of land.
How much land we talking for 3,000?
Half acre.
Oh yeah. Thank you. I know what I'm doing after this
Half
podcast.
acre. Yeah. Stuff's right out on like the borders of like Utah and Arizona.
Oh, that's perfect.
Rural Nevada.
That's not even far.
All of them little areas, just plots of land from like $3,000 to $10,000.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Texas. My sister just bought a piece of land. Original value on it was $6,000.
Okay.
She gave him triple the worth just to, show the community we're going to gentrify this area and this and that, make it better. And she got pictures of the property she's going to put up on there in the house she's building. Bought that land dirt cheap. The original value was $6,000. She could have offered 10 and been cool. She offered him triple.
Sheesh. Wow.
So that's what I'm telling people, like, those first-time homebuyer loans, the minority grants and stuff like that, for land grants and stuff like that, people, stop sleeping.
Right.
Especially black folks.
Yeah,
we need to go out there and own some land, man.
Yes.
And-
Property, assets, something.
And look, go out there, get you a satellite internet connection, go on YouTube and learn how to build everything.
Yes, sir. Better go and buy a Starlink real quick.
Telling you.
That's where it's at, man.
But see, look, I got Starlink in front of me here right there, though, right? I'm going to call him Jarvis. His name isn't Mike anymore. I'm saving him into my phone as Jarvis.
Hey, man, that's the goal, bro. Because it's like even with me, like I know a lot of other tech professionals, even ones that are like my age, especially like I know a lot of black people in particular that are actually starting to work in tech. And it's like whenever I get around these dudes, like I got guys who work for the government. I know guys who do cybersecurity, networking, all these different things. And like one of the things that always comes up like time and time again when we're talking to each other is we go, why don't we just start our own companies, right? And that was kind of like what birthed the idea for what it is that I'm working on right now is I'm like, there's no difference between the software that I write for these other companies that generates them millions of dollars a year and me just doing that for myself and marketing it. Like it's not that huge of a
Put a
mind
patent
changer.
on it for yourself.
Exactly. And you'll literally be in business for yourself. Just get the marketing, get the sales, and you're in business. That's literally, but it's the exact same process.
Right, because you're already going to do the B2B sale anyway.
Exactly.
Once you created it for this other company. So once you... Look, I'm just going to talk to the company you was going to talk to anyway. Cut you out the process.
Well, exactly. And it's like a lot of these companies, they generate really, really huge levels of revenue from some of these softwares, but a lot of times because I think certain company owners aren't necessarily technically minded, that they don't see all the applications. That's the other thing that's been kind of frustrating with working in tech is a lot of my bosses, they've been phenomenal. They know what they're talking about. They're super technically minded. But I've worked with a lot of people, especially at smaller companies, where the guy who actually runs the company wants technology built that he doesn't understand. And it's the reason that it's frustrating sometimes is not because he doesn't understand it, but it's because there's so much money sometimes that gets left on the table when the person doesn't understand what they're building. Like when I worked for one of the SEO companies that I was at before, like I remember like the guy did everything by paper. Like everything was automated by paper. He ran his own servers inside of the company because like he didn't want to deal with cloud computing and stuff like that. And like we ran the numbers for him many a times. We were like, bro, you could be making tens of thousands more dollars on a regular basis if you just implemented a couple of these things. That he was just like, nah, I'm cool. I'm fine. Just totally fine leaving money on the table. We were like, oh, I mean, all right, if that's what you want to do, less money, that's your prerogative.
Man,
I don't understand.
I'm trying to figure out how to get you to build me a system that we can talk off microphone.
No. We definitely can, because if you're trying to do marketing, the software system Colesis, it's gonna come in phases, right? Like the first phase right now that I'm working on is resume generation, and I've literally got it to where I'm trying to release the MVP. I'm gonna let 100 people beta test it, 100% for free. But I'm trying to get the MVP finished by Sunday of this week, and actually I've been working on it for a while. Version 1 is going to include all that resume tailoring for people. Version 2 is going to be where it does the automated marketing for you, where it releases it to people. But that same software, what I'm able to use it for is lead generation. So the exact same system that would do things like reaching out, finding different jobs, and then automatically applying for you. What it could also do is it could work in a B2B setting where, let's say you do HVAC or plumbing services, or even if you do marketing. So let's say if you're a plumber, you would be like, okay, I want to know who all of the different companies that actually have brick and mortar businesses in Summerlin, right? Because it's a very high income area. Well, what you could do is you could use the same software system, Colesis, that was looking for jobs for people in a particular market. Now it's going to look for companies in a particular market, scrape all of that data for you, and then give it to you in a nice and automated format to where you'll have all of those different leads automatically that you want to be able to reach out to. And you can generate automated systems to be able to send out emails, schedule calls, and all those kinds of things so that you can contact those people in your whatever target demographic it is that you want to reach out to for your marketing team. So that's a little bit more down the road, but that's version 3 because it would be the exact same software system, just applied in a different context.
Right. Different prompt.
Right, exactly. And a lot of companies, they'll pay a lot for leads. So there's one company in particular, I've done a lot of research on them called Apollo IO. I've actually used their services a lot in the past when I did sales and stuff like that. And I think this year alone, they did like $100 million in annual recurring revenue. And that was just like money they were bringing in from people buying the product. That doesn't include all the sponsorships and everything else.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
I'm thinking about how many industries could have been impacted by this like 10 years ago.
right, exactly. And that's what I'm saying with all this AI stuff that's coming out. Like it's increasing the amount of things that people are able to do, and in two different ways. One, because a computer can process things and do calculations that are very difficult for a human to do. But then two, like just on the productivity front, like you can have a computer automate things and do things to scale in a way that like you just couldn't do before, like by yourself. So people who are like solo entrepreneurs, like ChatGPT should be your best friend, like to be honest.
Okay, so I said this on an interview I did on another podcast.
Yeah.
They asked how important is it to have a team. I was like, today, nowadays?
You
for
mean ChatGPT, right?
AI, what?
Right.
Like
That is your
I can go and be like, damn, I do not want to like write a description for a YouTube video, but I got a title in my head. So I go over to, and you know what? I'm going to shout one of them out, you.com.
Yeah.
I go to you. Hey, you, can you rewrite this for my @Drewski Media YouTube audience? I'm doing a vlog video, and this is the title that I'm going to use. And I'll copy and paste the title in, hit enter. 35 seconds later, I got a whole description of this YouTube video that's damn near accurate to the title, like to the tone of even like how I do it, just because I added like the look at my YouTube audience.
Right.
So it's now it browsed and skimmed through my YouTube page real quick, looking at other descriptions, how I title things, writes me this description, gives me tags, gives me hashtags, copy paste.
Right. Makes it simple for you. Exactly.
And now, looking at my analytics, I'm going, oh, these are getting hits. Way better hits than when I was doing it on my own, trying to brainstorm what hashtag to use, what tag to use, what's a hot keyword.
Right.
Duh.
Let the AI system handle all of that.
That could get overwhelmingly overwhelming.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And now with AI, I'm just, hey, can you rewrite something for me real quick? Hey, I'm applying for this job, and can you look over my resume and give me some key points? Boom. It'll be like, you might want to restructure it to, you put this up here, and you put this down here, put this over here, and then it'll rewrite the resume for you. Like, bruh.
That's it right
Bruh.
there. You got a whole virtual assistant that can be an expert in almost anything.
Everything.
Right. For what? Like, what is the ChatGPT membership? Like $20 a month?
$20 a month?
Yeah, literally. Like, it's amazing, man.
You.com, you can create one custom agent on your email. Once you log in with your email, you can create a custom prompted agent. I have one that's like my PR assistant.
Whoa.
So literally, like, I've got it like, okay, it searches up like my Vegas Canvas magazine, my Vogue style magazine, and I'm like, hey, I had somebody contact me for this. Look them up for me, and then write a reply to their email.
Oh, that's fresh. Yeah, that's fresh, man.
So, and this is what I was saying, like, you have to learn how to wear many hats, but not all at the same time.
Absolutely.
And so with AI, it really gives you that platform, like, okay, cool, I can take off all the editor and the photographer hat and the podcaster host hat and this and that. I can be my publicist for an hour.
Exactly.
And I can look up a company. Cool. Oh, man, I really want to talk to them. Hey, can you write a letter to this company? I really want to work with them, but I don't know how to approach them, this and that. Yep. This is the marketing director's name and email that I found from LinkedIn. Boom. All of a sudden, you got this professional, elegant, when you read it back to yourself, you want to reach out to yourself like,
right.
Damn, I would hire me and shit. Like, fuck.
Sounds all smooth and professional.
Smooth and professional.
That's it.
It's not a bunch of word vomit misplaced. And it's like, all right, cool. Now I can send out 10 of those a day.
Right, exactly. And
then cut it off. And then now line up a podcast. Use Autopod, which is another AI software. Line it up, select everything, go to auto viral clips, off of this interview, bang, let it do its thing for about 10 minutes. Nice. Come up with 100 viral clips, and they're rated 100%. If it's rare to get 100%, but you get 100%, you know the algorithm is saying, put this one out. You're guaranteed this one will continuously get hits everywhere you put it.
That's phenomenal.
But then the most of them are like 85s, 90, 95s.
Yeah.
But I'll use the first 10 out of an hour-long, 2-hour interview. Mm-hmm. But I've already got clips that are guaranteed to have an impact.
They're going to do numbers.
Going to do numbers anywhere I put them. Wow. YouTube, Instagram, this and that. Facebook Business Suite.
Nice.
Schedule your posts. And if you film in horizontal, mm-hmm. you can reformat on the website, on the Facebook Business Suite website. After you do all this AI stuff, you take it out of your hour a day. Now you're scheduling your posts. You can reformat those to vertical to horizontal.
That's crazy.
Horizontal to vertical, and it'll face track.
Wow.
Who's in the frame. That's why I do my interviews like this, because then after that, I can take this wide frame shot. It'll literally clip and keep you body in frame.
That's insane, man. See, but that's the application of technology, man.
So needing a team for solopreneurs, use AI.
Absolutely.
Like they say AI is going to take out a lot of jobs. No, AI, if used right, will make solo entrepreneurs more efficient.
Absolutely. And
you can then use it in the assist. I wouldn't take out jobs, but I definitely use it in an assist platform.
For sure, because you're going to be like a million times more productive. So like you were saying before, if you're not utilizing some of those things, especially for like that kind of a cost ratio, right? Like even if you did something as simple as like you sell cookies, but if you're able to use AI to handle your marketing, your social media, all those kinds of things for $20 a month, like the return on your investment that you're going to get from spending that $20 a month and the 5, 10, whatever minutes it would take for you to schedule those tasks, like it's orders of magnitude.
I'm telling you, like using Blaze AI for a solopreneur who sells cookies, right? You took 30 cookies of your product, products, You can load it into Blaze AI and let it create and curate and post the content for you all month. Don't even have to touch a fucking thing.
See, that's phenomenal. That's incredible.
I'm still mind blown though. All of these things don't lead to you getting a job.
Right.
Like, it still blows my mind that there's a person out here who's created a system that will bypass all the bullshit of you going, man, I done put in 1,000 applications today and ain't nobody hit me back.
Yes, sir. Because that's
to
the
where
pain point right now.
Oh no, this application was for sure to get on this chairperson's desk. Mm-hmm. Is in their email, top thing, bang. They saw it, it's like, ooh, Andrew Hatcher resume. What's this?
That's it.
Like, off of the need of us needing that. Like, we all here, everybody's hiring. Go online, put in your resume, and then you get lost in the ocean of resumes. There's 8 billion people who have applied for the same job.
Yeah, you're not getting it.
And then you don't even know that you got ghosted because they didn't even send you an email back.
Nope. You don't get a call back. Nothing.
No call, no email.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of
not
times
a pigeon.
Put, like the ghost postings on like LinkedIn and Indeed nowadays, where they don't actually need people to be able to like fill a position. They're just putting it up there to like help support company metrics. So it's like all that like a lot of people, especially in today's job market, they're really fighting an uphill battle. Like
Hold on, wait.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the thing, bro.
Motherfuckers is posting fake jobs.
Oh yeah, bro. It's a huge problem, 1,000%. So for 2 reasons, right? For one, because you got the companies that they're trying to boost their company metrics and be like, oh, look how many jobs it is that we generated, right, or we're hiring for this year. That's for one. But the second thing is you actually have a lot of scammers. So I personally know multiple people who've been hit by this, where what a scammer will do is, and they make a lot of money doing this, you post a job online. So let's say it's a remote position, right? For software developer, content writer, whatever it is. You go, oh, this sounds amazing. You go and apply for the content writer position. You get an interview, right? It's really a fake interview, 5-10 minutes, whatever it is. And they go, okay, cool, you've got the position. We're going to give you some money so you can go ahead and buy, your computer equipment, whatever it is that you need. You go to deposit the money in your account with a check, scam, it bounces. Yeah, I know a bunch of people who got hit by that. Yeah.
That's nuts.
It's insane, man.
That is crazy. I can see that happening, though, in today's day and age and getting lured into the
by the thousands.
Work from home. We'll provide you a computer. Mm-hmm. I can see that happening a lot. And you get people's information like that, too. Address.
Right.
Where they be at. They know you about to be at this interview about 1:30. Meet the flockers.
That's it.
All of a sudden, you go back home, your BMW ransacked. Like, what?
No, that's it. I know people who've got caught up with it, and then they found out, and they were like, "Nah, I'm not going to do this," and they started like threatening them. Yeah, like, oh, I know where you live. Like you said, with the address, this, that. I knew one person who they signed up for a remote job, and the scammer got so upset. They must have lived here in Vegas that they actually took a picture of their house and sent it to them. Yeah, it was wild. It was insane.
Whoa.
Yeah, man, it was a whole thing.
That's nasty work right there.
It gets nuts.
Golly. But bro, like, so how long have you been working on this project of yours?
I'd say probably 3 to 4 months at this point, because it was a passion project that was birthed out of working with the law firm, and I started doing the work with the law firm to do the web scraping like 3-4 months ago.
So you said 3 to 4 months? I was expecting a couple of years.
Nah.
You said 3 to 4 months.
That's it. Yep.
MONTHS. 30 days apiece. We're talking about 120 days max.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you just boiled it down to like actual development on the project, it would go down to weeks. Yeah.
Jervis. Can you create me?
No, if you need some talk, we can definitely talk after the podcast.
No, that's crazy.
Well, because so you hit on it earlier, right? When you were talking about the whole agricultural revolution, because so history was my favorite class too. Like when I was in school, and so like that also blew my mind, because I remember when they took us through the whole process of when we were just hunting right out in the savannah, right? It was like there was no technological innovation, because all your time was spent hunting, right? You got to gather food. Every single ounce of energy and time that you have is being spent. Can we just survive, right?
Exactly.
Past next week. But then when we started doing agriculture, all of a sudden you have this abundance of food. And so now you only need 2 guys as opposed to the whole tribe, right? Generating the food. So now you can work on tools. So now one dude starts making shovels, another dude starts doing homes, and boom. Before you know it, on a long enough time scale, we have computers and all this wonderful technology.
Right.
And so that's the agricultural revolution. And then I remember when they taught us about the industrial revolution and how like being able to mass produce products in that way, like it generated so much wealth that like that's part of how the United States became like a global superpower.
And that's when capitalism became capitalism.
That's it. GDPs exploded. And so there's a politician, his name is Andrew Yang. And he's a really, really smart guy. He used to run a bunch of tech companies, and so now he works in politics. It's the guy who was trying to do the whole UBI thing for everybody, but he never got enough votes. So, but him though, he talks about this a lot in one of his books that he has, where he says we've already had the agricultural revolution, we've had the industrial revolution. He goes, what a lot of people don't realize though is that we're living through one of those right now, and he calls it the internet revolution. So he's like, the way that the internet is able to mass produce and put on steroids the productivity and the opportunities that people have. He's like, we're going to look back on this in 20, 50, 100 years and go, it fundamentally changed humanity. And so like that's what I try to tell people is it's like, if you can get tapped into some of these online opportunities, the amount of money that you can make. I'm talking as a person with no money, with just a Wi-Fi connection. I mean, even if you just have like a phone, you don't even have a computer. There's so much money to be made online. It's not even funny.
It's crazy nowadays.
Absolutely.
It's crazy nowadays. And there's like you said, like there is way too much money out there to be made, especially with all the like affiliate marketing programs,
right?
And
drop shipping.
Companies are paying people for UGC.
That's a big one. If you can grow a social media following, you got it. You got it.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Shout out to Tozo, slight plug. So Tozo makes active noise canceling headbuds.
Nice.
Don't break the bank. When I say don't break the bank, we're talking about under $50.
Phenomenal.
Under $40. I'm talking about active noise canceling headphones.
Nice.
That compare to these $200, $300, $400 brands. And I got reached out to by growing my social media.
Yes, sir. That's how you do it,
Hey,
man.
sent me a couple of emails. Hey, this and that. Da, da, da. Can you come out do an unboxing video? Can you do what they called it a creative video, which is UGC. How do you use the product?
Hey, bro is Marcus. I forget what his
Marcus
last name
at work?
Yeah, no. The dude the black guy who always does all the tech unboxings, the tech reviews. I forget his last name. It's Marcus something.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Skinny black guy?
Yeah, that's him with the beard.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the flat top.
That's him.
Yes.
That's
okay.
him.
Yeah, he does some really cool unboxing videos.
Yeah,
but yeah, this is just. It was like, I kind of by accident found it because I was like, I'm always wary of scammer emails, and I was like, this company was like, let's send you out some product, this and that, da, da, da. So I went and I did an AI hunt. Hey, can you look up this company for me? How long have they been in business? What kind of products do they provide? Nice. What's the and I read this whole summary from my AI assistant, and I was like, I'm gonna entertain one of these emails and reply. And then now I've got another set of headphones that I go pick up from my PO box.
Bro, that's amazing.
But like you said, it was just from working this phone. Working programs like Canva.
Yep.
For my branding and my images and all this other stuff that I was doing with the podcast, making clips and stuff like that, and creating borders around it. Because the way I drop my podcast isn't traditional. I kind of drop everything like it's a rap album or a single. Okay. So like even if you see some of my cover arts, they look like old mixtape covers.
Oh wow, that's cool. Actually.
And it's like, and I thought about that because I was sitting there looking at everybody else's, and you'll see like, you'll see Joe Buttons, and it's him, and Need to Know podcasters is like that, New Roy and Mall, Drink Champs. Everybody's kind of got their own thing, and it was like, okay, how am I gonna make the pod like stand out? And it was like, you have to do and the algorithms nowadays, cover arts are very important.
Absolutely.
Especially on YouTube. Right. And so it was like, what? And now that YouTube has an AI in the YouTube creators program that will help you come up with creative titles. It will come up with AI images for the description and the title and stuff like that.
Everybody's on the AI wave.
Like, man. I was sitting there looking at it this morning, and I was like, it was taking concepts from my previously posted videos and giving me concepts to repurpose that same stuff.
Oh, see, that's phenomenal.
And I was like, wait, what? Like, I've got an unboxing video for a piece of camera equipment.
Yeah.
And now I had a whole nother idea of a video to make that same piece of content work with just some voiceovers.
See, that's phenomenal.
And it was like, whoa, like AI is giving you recommendations to make this piece of content repurposed, and you can use it again and remix a clip.
That's it.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I'm telling everybody to get on AI.
Yeah,
but
man,
AI is the thing that made me do the covers because it compared YouTube covers, and it was like, okay, that's not going to work when it was just like the person on the screen and the microphone and you see all this stuff. But then you see somebody else's podcast, but it's them and the background's blurred and there's words behind it and stuff like that. And it was like, okay, what am I going to do that's different? So I started making covers that looked
that's
like mixtape covers.
Oh, that's nice.
So those are my season covers. And then for you guys, y'all get actually your own single.
Nice.
So like those are the Christmas ones, of course. But then like, where is it at? I got So these are the standard ones though. Like,
Oh, yeah, that
but
goes
everybody gets a single,
Right.
And then you get added to the album cover.
Nice.
So
That's fresh, man.
at the end of the season, it's going to be just all the guests that are,
Compilation,
but it's
all
going to
the
look
people
like
you
an
had
old.
this
It's
season.
going to look like a mixtape.
Wow. That's that's unique though, bro. That especially for the branding too. Like that's unique. I haven't seen anybody do that before.
It's different.
Yep.
It's good, and it's like, all right, cool. Like, but I've been doing that for the past few years, and it's just now getting the recognition that I can see. So it was like, all right, cool. This is actually going to work.
See, that's nice.
Because
man.
when I started the podcast, like a lot of people, you get into a space, you don't know what you're doing, and I already knew like AR was sharing a space with like 9 other podcasters.
Yeah.
Like the same studio, the same look, the same engineer, the same lights. So I was like, what's going to make this different at first on screen?
Right.
Filler lights. So I got some RGB LED lights from Walmart and a couple of light stands.
Yep.
Boom, made this one blue, made that one and did that for all my shows. Like I was the blue light, and my guest was always like a different color.
Man.
And then I found Canva. And Canva's because Canva had a little AI, but it wasn't advanced. But Canva helped me with the branding. And then when I found you.com, it was a wrap. Because like I said, now I started rewriting SEO things for YouTube.
Yep.
And doing that and using those platforms to really restructure and make it work for me. Because I know these things are looking for an algorithm.
Yep.
So why not let the algorithm tell me what works?
Exactly.
And it's all the same in marketing, sales, all that. Like, hey, yo, the algorithm can tell you, don't sell cookies over here. Go sell them over there. Your market's not over here. Okay, they're not even talking about you crumble cookies. All right, nobody likes them things anyways.
They're sugar bombs, man.
Bruh,
Diabetes in a box.
look, just give me a box of snickerdoodles. I'll be all right.
Right.
Just good old grandma's plain snickerdoodles.
Hey,
I'll
every
be all
now and then they be having some good flavors, man. Like the cornbread one is pretty good, but like some of the time.
Did he say cornbread?
Oh, I did. It's the thing. Look, Sedarius know what I'm talking about.
Cornbread?
It's the thing.
Sedarius. Cornbread.
They got to keep it going, man. It's part of their marketing, right? Like, if you ever follow them on Instagram, they have like whole promotional videos for each flavor. Like, it's genius. But the cookie itself is, when they have the simpler flavors, is really, really good. I like it. But like some of them, it's literally just like sugar.
all the overdone stuff. You're like, yeah, I already know what this is.
I could have just took a spoonful of sugar if I wanted to do this. Like this is
I don't need a Butterfinger drizzled cookies. Sorry, people.
You got sugar under the cookie. You put the sauce or whatever on top. I'm like, bro, this is too much.
You're like, okay, this is me going and having a stroke. In 10 years.
That's what it feels like. It's insane.
And see, and me and Sedarius was talking about that on our pod. Like, how many people don't realize what they eat is killing them?
Man.
It's killing them.
Listen.
Have one crumble cookie. Don't have the box.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We have the most expensive healthcare system in the entire world, and at the same time, we have some of the highest mortality rates, highest rates of death for young people, colon cancer, all of those things, right? And it's because of what we eat.
And doctors, if your resume isn't getting looked at, I need you to holler at Mike.
Send them my way. I got you.
I need you to holler at Mike.
I get you that corporate position,
He's
man.
gonna throw you through the system. He's gonna show you how it works. He's gonna get you your resume looking crispy like a Krispy Kreme donut.
That's the
You know what
goal.
I'm talking about? And then we're gonna get you on the hiring manager's desk sooner than you would going on Indeed and LinkedIn.
Oh yeah, not even close. And it's like what you were talking about earlier with a lot of the AI tools that people have. Like, have you used some of like the video generation tools that are out
Oh
there?
yeah, in video. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I use those like when I don't want to edit and find B-roll and make clips and this and that.
Man.
I will tell it what I'm thinking. Like, I think Maul from the new Rory and Maul podcast is on Drake's payola because on this episode he talked about this, and I would literally summarize what my thoughts would be, and it can create me a whole video, and then I can go in and offer their stock footage. Now, get a clip off of their YouTube, screenshot the clip, boom, upload those clips on there, while my script is talking. And so now I have created a full YouTube video way quicker than it would me writing out the script, recording a voiceover, putting the voiceover down, now getting clips for B-roll to match that and do that in video. I can tell it what I'm thinking. I can tell it to use my exact words. I want this video to say, hey, I think this dude's on this. Why did he do this? And have it in my tone, and it'll still come up with B-roll. It'll come and it'll fill that out, and then I can still go in and now custom edit it to now it's my video.
Right.
But it'll give you filler off of B-roll and stock footage and stuff like that to where it kind of fits. And then you can custom edit it and this and that. And in video, sorry to give out the sauce for you guys. The faceless creators, in video is free. In video is free. It's the time you're going to take to do the custom edit.
Right.
To get the little B-roll clips and make it customizable. That's the time.
For sure.
But when I can go, hey, I want to talk about McDonald's and why they're on real estate of every piece of land. It can even, just off of that thought, it'll do the research, bang, boom, boom, boom. It'll say waiting in the queue. It'll make the whole video without you even doing anything.
Yeah, see, that's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Being able to do that, and then they're like starting to come out with really, really good stuff. Like even for a lot of the B-roll footage, like I've been so OpenAI, the company that does Chat GPT, they've been going through their 12 days of shipments is what they call it, where they're releasing new features every single day for 12 days. And one of the features people have been anticipating for a really, really long time because they announced it, I think it was last year, is their OpenAI Sora platform. So they just dropped it. There's so many people trying to sign up for it that you can't create an account right now.
Is that the one that takes an image and you can create
or you can do the text to video.
Monica.ai, which is a Chrome extension, already is doing it.
That's fresh. See, that's amazing. How much do they charge for it?
$0. It's a free Chrome extension.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, he's giving you guys game for real, for the content. Yeah,
it's a free Chrome extension. I tell y'all, man, when I tell you.
That's a game changer, bro, for the B-roll footage. Yeah. Like, oh, my God.
Yeah, you can go text the image and create something just off of your thought, like, hey, make this.
That's insane.
Create a Nightshade Cafe. Nightshade Cafe is another one. And y'all, we've got 5 minutes. We're gonna give just some quick game. Nightshade Cafe is a image and video AI generation platform. Free. You can log in every day and get credits. You get 5 credits just for logging in. You can get 2 credits for pushing the notification, for enabling push notifications. So you can get up to 10 credits a day just for logging in.
Wow.
And going on, liking somebody else's AI art, you'll get credits for that, right? And then it has, I think there's 20 different generation platforms that are customizable. Like, specific to AI, one specific to super hyper realistic, but doing it in a very fast way. Wow. Some of them have longer run times, some of them have shorter run times. You can create 1 picture or you can create up to like 9.
Wow.
And it's like 1 credit per picture. If you're getting really higher end, it's like 2 to 3 credits a picture. I've got a profile that's got like 100 something plus odd credits because I'm just on this thing creating images for like my other brands, for like my fitness brand and stuff like that. I go on there and create images all fucking day.
That's how you do it.
Just brainstorming things. And I have all this in a tuck so then that way something comes to mind. Oh shit, I got the perfect thing for that. Bang.
Right.
And then I can go in and be like, now I've got one, it's a geisha mask. Bloody geisha mask. But then I can go in and say, create video from image.
That's fresh.
Take that same image. Now I got the blood running down.
Oh yeah, he didn't.
Automatic, like Nightshade Cafe. It's super dope for those that are using. Like I said, all these AI tools, and none of them are going to be getting you a job.
Well, so
none of them are going to beat getting you a job.
one thing I will say, another thing people can do, right? If you're just trying to either A, make some more money online, or B, you're trying to speed up your job application process, is one, or even if you're a solo entrepreneur, right? Like the AI tools for sure, you need to leverage those. But the other thing is you can go on websites like the freelancer websites like Upwork and hire someone for dirt cheap to be able to like be a virtual assistant or work for things, especially if they're overseas. Like that's another one of the things I did because there was a certain point where the amount of time it was actually taking me to apply to jobs, like that, it was taking so long that it actually just made money for me. I mean, it made sense for me to just hire somebody to do that for me. So I hired somebody from overseas to where they would be, for them, it's going to make much more of an impact for them. They're making much better wage because of the cost conversion. But I gave them access to my LinkedIn account, and they would just go through, and they were just my full-time personal assistant for really, really cheap. Because again, like you're taking advantage of that money difference in the market. So that right there, you can get you a virtual assistant, somebody to manage your social media marketing for something that's not going to kill your pockets and cost you an arm and a leg.
That's crazy. All right, Mike, I need you to tell people your business website and your social medias so we can know where to find you at, because you are an important person. We need to protect you at all times.
I appreciate you, man. So for the actual business website, so Kalesis, the demo website for it is actually live right now. So you can go to www.kalesis, which is KLESIS.com. So that's KLESIS.com. It's the demo website right now. People can go, people can start signing up, that kind of thing. The company that I run is called New Vision Technology. And then if you want to find me on social media, I'm super, super active on Twitter. So my Twitter handle is Michael Pope and then Dev. And then I also have another account called Michael Pope Developer. And then on Instagram, I'm not super, super active on there, but it's michaelpope.dev.
Perfect. Man, hold on, man. Look, we gonna put somebody on the mic. Look, we gonna put my sponsor. Get up on the mic here real quick. Tell people where you can find you real quick. Because we know we got a Christmas sale going on right now. Right. Pull up what is that? Mic 3? Mic 3. There it is.
Ooh. Get in there.
What up? Y'all boys was killing it today. But yeah, quick note. From the sponsor. So we actually got a Christmas sale going on from the rest of the year. Actually, we're gonna do it the rest of the year. Everything on the site is gonna be buy one get one, and if you have a rewards account, all orders over $100 are gonna have free shipping. So we're gonna make sure everybody taken care of, and that Drewski is also being taken care of. So yeah.
What's the website, man?
We run out of time, so we're gonna put it on Drewski's bio.
There it is. We got the link is in the description of this episode, y'all. Once again, Growing with Drewski, season 4. Mike, Mike, aka Jarvis, Mike Pope, aka Jarvis, in the building, creating the system that will. This is gonna change the game. This is gonna take LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter. That's gonna take them things out the fucking water, bro.
That's the goal, man. Look,
bro,
innovation and competition, bro.
Your contracts are gonna go off the chain, bro. I'm already knowing.
Hey, man, that's the goal. I appreciate you.
But it's glad, man. Oh, I'm super awesome. This is an awesome thing. I'm glad to have been introduced to you. I know we're going to click up after this because we got to rag on Sedarius a little bit more. But you guys, this is Grow with Drewski, man. Season 4, man. We are out.
Yeah, that was running